No matter what you go through, stay with God. You just lost your job, stay with God. You just lost your house, stay with God. The relative whose healing you were praying for has now transitioned and died, stay with God. You see, when things don't go our way, the enemy uses that as a perfect opportunity to put into our minds that God doesn't love us. But that is completely false. You see, God showed his love for us, this ultimate love for humanity, when he died on the cross for us. You see, when things don't go our way, we then also become angry with God. The enemy begins to tell us, well, God doesn't love you. See, if God loved you, you'd have your house. You see, if God truly loved you, you'd have your job. You see, if God truly loved you, your relative will still be alive. And then we begin to become angry with God and question him. But you see, in his word, he said that he'd never leave us nor forsake us. So when we are in those moments of anger and doubt, know that God is still with you. You see, in the book of Job, Job loses everything he has, everything. And then in chapter 2, verse 9, his wife asked him, well, why do you still love this God? She's pretty much asking him that. That's not verbatim, but she's asking him, why don't you curse him and just die? And then in Job 2, verses 10, she answers him and says, she calls his wife foolish. She says, so how can we accept good from God and not bad? So it's like, do we only love God when he does good for us? When he's opening doors for us? When we're getting new cars, new houses, when we're getting promotions? Do we only love God when things are going well? You see, we have to remember that God, nothing that we go through, that God allows, is just by chance. You see, when you lose your job, God wants to show you that, hey, reminder, I'm your source. You see, that job is a resource. I'm the God who provides and pays bills. I'm the God who makes sure there's food in your fridge. You see, he wants to even also use what you experience as a way to have a testimony for others. So when someone else is experiencing the same thing you're going through, when they're dealing with doubt, when they're dealing with anger, you can say, I went through the same thing and I'm here, standing here today to show you that I made it, that God will make a way. So no matter what you go through, stay with God, because he will never leave you nor forsake you in anything you go through. And I know we can become angry, but we have to remember that God is still a gracious and awesome and merciful God no matter what you're experiencing, no matter what you're going through. Remember that he loves you. He loves you, he cares, and he understands your pain. He walked this earth just like you and me, so he knows. He knows heartache and pain. He understands. So when you're going through, don't walk away from God. It's in those times that we struggle, where we're having doubt, when we need God's love and we need to be with God the most. In his love always. Reckless for Christ.